Good morning, guys. Welcome to Butte Mountain Homestead. Today's video is going to be a little different. I debated on whether making this type of video or not because sometimes this topic triggers people and people don't always understand where other people are coming from, or there's a stigma behind what I'm about to show you. So before I show you, I am going to talk about food, and it is a little bit of a haul. It is the food that I was able to acquire. I'll explain that in a minute, and then the food I bought. And what I'm doing is I am supplementing. Sorry, I had a sticker. I picked up Poppy and she was in the stickers. I had a sticker on me. But the stigma is behind food giveaways, pantries, all of those type of things. Is a lot of people want to judge other people and say, I would never get food from a food pantry. I would never get free food. I would never whatever XYZ. Not sure why they say that. It might be a pride thing, I guess, but you can't eat pride. So I'm still working part-time. I'm looking for a full-time job. And so I need to stretch my food budget as much as possible. I come from a place of like to have ingredients so that I can make foods that I want. Do I have to go to the store every week? Technically, no. I do have enough food. But before, I was used to, very fortunate to not technically have to budget. I kind of did it mentally already, but I did not. That was one really good quality, is that I didn't have to have a food budget. I just bought what we needed, and I like to stock up when there was sales and that type of thing. So fortunately, I'm going to explain this a little bit. Fortunately, the church I go to, it does have a food pantry. It serves the general public on a pretty large scale 2 days a week, and then the church members have access another day a week. This food is not old or moldy. You know, people say, oh, I'm not going to eat day old bread. First of all, why? You can make so much with day old bread. You can make pizzas, French toast casserole. I mean, there's so many croutons, stuffing, you know, those types of things. And I may get into that a little bit over more videos. But so in California, I don't know when the law was passed, but stores cannot throw food away unless it is actually spoiled from a external source or a malfunction with the store. So anything that is close to expiring, like really close to expiring, they have to donate it to food pantries. All of the meats that are provided in the food pantry item are frozen. I mean, like, I'm frozen so that they don't continue to spoil. So, and then the vegetables, I mean, you do have to look at them because they are picked up on a certain day and stored before they're distributed. So some days there's more things than others. Milk is usually that day, but it's not open. So if one wanted to make yogurt, or if they had a large family and they could go through 2 gallons of milk in a sitting, then, you know, whatever the case may be. I just don't want this to trigger people into thinking I would never do that. You need to ask yourself why, first of all, unless you're swimming in money and you're judgmental and you've never been hungry or without food. So I do have food. I'm just supplementing it. And I did go to the store after this to pick up a few items. I think I ended up spending, I keep looking because I'm looking at, I went to 2 different stores. I think I ended up spending $25 on the handful, literally a handful of things, versus the amount of money I saved by going on the food pantry. And I'll talk about the items too. I'm going to show them, but I wanted to get on here first. Hopefully if you have comments, they're encouraging. Any negative comments I won't respond to, and depending on how negative they are, I may delete them if they're just wrong. So this is truly, 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 truly to inspire you or show you what is available. I do live in a small town, and my church is in a small town. Where I live and where I go to church are now two different towns, but they're both very small, and they're the town that the church is in is so community. It has its problems, don't get me wrong, but it is so community driven that if it can help feed people, I don't judge. If somebody shows up in a Lexus and they're getting food from the food pantry, great. You know, I don't know where they got the Lexus from. Maybe they're borrowing it from an aunt. I don't know. I don't judge. I don't care. It's better than that food getting thrown into the garbage if it can feed somebody. And that's how I truly feel. So I actually have no qualms, none whatsoever, from getting this. I could technically get on some sort of aid. I'm not. I'm just doing what I can. I've sold a few things. I've gotten some temporary jobs. This video is actually kind of hard because it's very revealing, but I could go get a lesser paying job than the one that I'm wanting to get. The reason why I'm not is I don't want to, and I've talked about this in the last video, is I don't want to job hop. So I can afford to work how I'm working, and I get the temporary fill-in jobs and do what I'm doing. I'm still going to the thrift stores and spending, I think yesterday I spent $16 at the thrift store. So, I mean, I'm still doing that. I just have resources available to supplement my food. So, again, why wouldn't you? Anyways, without getting into all that, I could make a whole video just on this topic alone. But I hope somebody realizes that the food I'm about to show you is not old. It's not spoiled. It's not rotten. It's very usable. I will use it this week. Most things that have an expiration date on them, that's usually the sell-by date. And if you're not using your eyes and your nose to look at the food anyways, I mean, just look in the store and you'll see. Loss leaders, those are foods that they've overbought and they don't want them to go bad, so they put them on sale. And then depending on which state you live on, if they're getting close to really truly expiring or spoiling even closer, that's when they donate them. They stick them in the freezer if they're meat, and then they give them to food pantries. So anyways, that's where we're at. So I'm going to turn the phone around and I'm going to show you what I got from the food pantry and then what I bought at the store. Okay, before I go on to say what I bought at the store and what I got at the food pantry, I'm just going to go over the items. I did intermix them. I have used the milk, but so we have sweet rolls. I divided them. So I will say this I did get from the food pantry. They're like breakfast rolls, and I put 2 in a package, and then I put, divided them into a package, and then I put the rest in the freezer. And then, let's see, here's Applegate bacon. This is a really good quality, clean ingredient bacon. It is 8 ounces, but that's what food markets are doing now, is they're selling smaller packages. So this is actually, you can tell. So this is frozen. And then this is the store brand of chicken breast. It's frozen. See, so they had put it on sale and it didn't sell at the sale price. So this would have been normally $9.80. There's the user freeze by date. So it was a month, ago, but it's been put in the freezer. So even at half off, that would have been $4.40, or no, $4.90 for 2 chicken breasts. So I did get those free. So those are in the freezer. This is in the freezer. Now the rest of it, I'm not going to tell you, but so we have mushrooms. They are not moldy. There's no smell. There's no nothing. There's giant jalapeno peppers. I could have gotten all that I want. Actually, I'm doing exactly opposite of what I said I was going to do. But anyways, is I just bagged up what I thought I could use before they go bad. So I'm going to make jalapeno poppers out of these with the bacon, because I do have enough bacon. How it's set up is kind of like a grocery store, is they set up the meats, the dairy, any deli items, fresh fruits and vegetables, bagged fruits and vegetables, breads, and then like treats, like cakes, donuts, that type of thing. So you can go through, and then depending on how many family members, which I'm one, I was allowed 2 meat items yesterday. So I picked those things up. The week before, I got a package of chicken thighs and a maple sausage roll. Hold on, I'll show you. It's not maple, it's sage, but this, so it's still in the freezer. But I got that the week before with the package of chicken thighs. Then these pasture-raised organic eggs. These are one of the most expensive brands of eggs in any of the grocery stores, because they do supply many grocery stores in this area. These are normally, I think, $10.99 a dozen. So, and eggs, you guys, they last so much longer than they say. Just test them. Either crack it in a bowl or do the water float test, where if you put an egg in water and it floats, it's not fresh. So then it's up to you on whether you want to eat it. And if you really don't trust it, crack it into a bowl and smell it. So anyways, I'm going to do hard-boiled eggs and egg salad sandwiches with this. A store brand. I just got the thin sliced. I was going to not do breads, but I'm also being realistic on its food. So I will get breakfast and lunches out of this loaf of bread. I may even have to freeze it, but there's no mold on there. None whatsoever. If there happens to be loaves that do have, like, it's starting to say down there at the bottom, is I'll just set it aside and I'll tell them. And then that way they know those can get tossed. But yeah, there's the date, 6/17, but that's the sell by date. So anyways, I got a loaf of bread, 2 cantaloupe. They actually had quite a lot of cantaloupe, but so this was, that brand. So I got 2 cantaloupe. So that will be, I'm going to let these actually sit out and ripen a little bit more. So right now, talking weather, last 2 days we've had kind of cool. Right now it's like 53 degrees. It's pretty cool, but I think we're only supposed to get 80 today, but then we're supposed to go back up into the hundreds next week. So then at the grocery store so that was all the stuff that I got for free from the food pantry. So, I mean, see, there's nothing wrong with any of it. None. And I only take what I need. It's just for me. So that's all I do. So then at the grocery store, or one of the grocery store, I got 3 avocados. They were 3 for $5. Not the best price, but this grocery store that I go to, it is one of the higher priced grocery stores, kind of like the same place. It's similar to, this would be Safeway. I'm in California, so Safeway, that's their brand. And then this is from Rayleigh's. See, in Southern California, I think it's Nob Hill is the sister company. But anyways, their produce, I go there strictly for their produce, sales on meat, and their clearance section. So that's, anytime you've seen me get something on clearance at a really good deal, it's usually from there. So anyways, 3 avocados for $5. And then ears of corn, white corn, 5 for $3. So that's not the best price, but these are very large ears of corn. They're not dried, they're not moldy. Sometimes when you see them, 12 for $1, they're really small, or they're half gone, or they're dried up. So I shuck them in the store to save me from doing it at home. And then I will just cook these all up and eat them, or I'll, cook, parboil and freeze them. But then I did get, and I could have got, talking about lettuce, there was 2 heads of lettuce, but, and the outer leaves were kind of going bad. But, there are some people with large families, and a head of lettuce could have been, sandwiches for all of them. So I just left. Anytime there's 1 or 2 things, I usually leave them for the people that have bigger families. So, but I did pick up a bag of shredded lettuce, because I can use that on my tacos or on a sandwich. I did get some cream cheese and sour cream. And then I got a half gallon of milk, which I'm kind of bummed that I did that because I had won a contest from a local company that provides raw milk. We can have that in California. And I had reduced some of my winnings from gallons down to half gallons, and I have 1/2 gallon left, so I should have did that, but by the time I thought about it, they were already closed. So, and I wanted it last night. So anyways, but yeah, this is what I have. So hopefully it's encouraging for you that if you're hungry, or if you know someone that's going hungry or has children that are really hungry, don't be ashamed. Don't feel shame. Don't feel embarrassed. Just don't. I don't know, some of the bigger cities, I'm just for the safety, I'm not stereotyping anybody, but sometimes when you get people that are in bad situations for long periods of time, there can be some concerns there, but where I go, there is zero concern. So anyways, I just want to encourage you that you don't have to go hungry, guys. You really don't. So check your local resources, check your local churches. Social services may have lists of food banks or food pantries in your area. So yeah, just check them out. So anyways, I hope you got something useful from this video. And just remember to always be kind and do what makes you happy. Thanks, guys. Bye.